Hello YouTubers, my name is Jack Ryan Smith coming at you live from Los Santos, San Andreas, and today we are playing Grand Theft Auto Online. And today I have a bit of an interesting story for you. I'm starting a new series, it's called Life Stories, where I pretty much tell you about my life stories. In the background, I'm just going to be playing GTA 5 with my mod menus. So yeah, so the first story that I want to get into, like, I have a whole bunch of stories, and this is about my first time ever being suspended at school. This was back when I was in the 5th grade, so I mean, it was like very actually nerve-wracking. If you don't know, I'm in the 9th grade now. I'm a freshman in high school. So you suck. But yeah, I'm a freshman in high school now, so, you know, I'm a lot different than I was back then. But, and also in 5th grade and 8th grade were also some of my worst years that I had, back when I was in middle school, because I really didn't like my middle school. So yeah. The story begins, I was in elementary school, since I was in 5th grade, and so the story begins like this. It was a normal day. We had just got finished with like all of our crap that we had to do, and you know, it was just a normal day, and then we had to go down to PE. Now keep in mind, I don't like PE. I've never liked PE. PE is just not my thing. So, I mean, I had gotten like ISS, you know, in school suspension before, but I've never gotten proper OSS before that. And so what I did was, I was like, you know what, I wasn't trying to get OSS. What I did was, I was like, you know what, I don't want to be in this anymore. I do not want to be in this classroom anymore. So I got up, and like the way that the gym was set up was there was a door on the right hand side of the actual gym. So it's how we exited and came in, and it was one of those proper heavy doors that you see at school, where you have to like push in the lever or whatever and shut it. So I pushed open the door, and then it looked like a teacher behind me. She just came running up. She ran as fast as she could towards me because she could see I was leaving. So I stood there, waited until she was only a couple inches in front of me, then slammed the door as hard as I could. I don't know if she hit it or not because I was too busy laughing. And then as soon as I regained myself, I realized, okay, I need to get out of here. So what I did was I ran back upstairs, because the school was a 2-floor school. I ran back upstairs, and it was there's like closets inside of my school, so it's like, you know, that's where we put all the book bags. There's closets inside of my elementary school, and we put all our book bags in there. So I decided, you know what, my teacher's not inside of the classroom because nobody's supposed to be in there, so I guess she went out to the teacher lounge to get some food or something. And so I went on out there, and you know, I went there, what do you call it? Oh yeah, I went into the closet and shut the door and just sort of sat there for a couple minutes. I'm like, oh, is she not going to be coming back? As I'm about to leave, like, I've been peeking out of the closet, like, not peeking out, but peeking between the gaps so they couldn't see me. So what happened was, she came in and she sat down. She like sat down in her seats, and I'm just sitting there like, oh, this is gonna be fun. And then I jumped out of the closet and ran as fast as I could. She screamed a little bit. I definitely did scare her. So I ran back downstairs because I know that she was gonna flip out if I stayed there for longer than a femtosecond. So I ran back downstairs, and you know, as soon as you get down the stairs, there's like the auditorium, only it's like a hallway down to the auditorium, so there's like a wall down there. So like I got down the stairs and I saw like this group of like 4 or 5 teachers, maybe even 6, and I'm just sort of sitting there, and they're less than there's like just over 5, maybe 6, 7 feet away. So I mean, I'm surprised neither of them saw me. But I went into the hallway and I sort of leaned up against the wall, like, hang on, like this. I was sort of up against the wall in cover, I guess. And I'm doing a representation with my GTA character. I sort of peeked out, not peeked out like that, peeked out like this. Come on, nope. Alright, you get the idea. I sort of peeked out a little bit to see what they were talking about. And then I realized they were describing me, and I'm like, oh crap. So they all were all standing there describing me because I had ditched class like that. And I peeked out one more time. One of the teachers saw me. He starts running towards me, so I go into the auditorium as quick as I can. You have to keep in mind there's like 400, 500 seats inside of the auditorium. So what I did was I shut the door as hard as I could, and apparently I may have broken it a little bit because they couldn't get in for a couple minutes. So what I did was I ran back all the way up to the, like, one of the top ones. Just so I picked a random row and dove down. I like dolphin dived like you do in Call of Duty. And so yeah, I was, what do you call it? I dolphin dived down, and when I dolphin dived down, I hurt myself a little bit, but that wasn't even important to me at that point. And then I hear the door open. I'm like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, what am I gonna do? And then they start coming up, like, you know, checking between all the rows, because I knew I was hiding in there. There's not really anywhere else to go. I can't get up onto the stage because there's a door that you have to go through to get around the back. And so what happened was, I hid inside the auditorium, and when I was hiding inside the auditorium, I ended up, they ended up eventually getting up to where I was sitting at, like, since I was down, they couldn't see me, and I was much smaller back then. So they're like 2-3 rows away from me. I'm like, oh crap, he is going to see me. And what I did was I hatched a plan. It's pretty much just get up and run. So what I did was I got up and I ran as fast as I could out the auditorium door. And when I like sort of jumped down the stairs a little bit and fell a tiny bit, so I got up, slammed the door shut, and I could hear him chasing. So I started running down the main hallway, which is like when you walk out of the auditorium and take a left, and there's like a main hallway right there. And if you go down that main hallway, then you take another left, and then right there's the exit. So I was gonna like ditch out of school because I'm usually walked home back then. So you know it was very, very easy for me to get home. So I jumped down, like there was 3 stairs just before that, so I jumped down those. Well, I hadn't jumped down those, only I was almost there, preparing to jump down. I rounded the corner, and right there's the principal. She grabs me, and I'm like, oh crap. And what happened was, she grabbed me, she took me into her office. I'm standing there trying to pull away from her, only it's obviously not working. And you know, I'm sitting in there, and she's like sitting me down. I keep on getting up and trying to get out, so they finally have to get someone to come in there and, you know, stop me from running out, which was kind of funny that they actually thought I could actually, if I ran out, they act like nobody's ever run, because that was one of the most ghetto schools ever. But yeah, I got up and I was like, I'm gonna run out. She's like, no, you're not. So they called my mom. My mom got here, and she was expecting, you know, I'm gonna get another day of ISS. Keep in mind, this is the end of the day. Everybody's already leaving anyway, so it's not like she had to come pick me up early. She's usually at home by this time anyway. So what happened was, I was just sitting there, you know, in the office. I finally gave up. I'm just like, you know what, it's not even worth it. Probably just gonna get ISS. She takes me out of the office where my mom's standing at the very front door. And she's like, alright, he's suspended for the next 3 days. And the mom's like, in school or out of school? Out of school. And I'm like, oh, great, that's lovely. And yeah, so I got suspended, and I went home, and then I, like, for some reason, they weren't gonna, I think it was something about the SOL test, because my writing back then wasn't very good. It was like, I think it was something about, may have been something about the, like, if you don't know what SOLs are, they're like standardized tests. They're like the big tests that you have to take at the beginning or end of the year. And I think it was something about that or something, I can't even remember. It was like something about, it's very, very foggy, but let's just say it was like, my principal was essentially being a jerk. And she wasn't letting me do this certain thing, like she wasn't letting me, oh yeah, I think that she wasn't letting me pick up my sister or something, I don't even know. But she wasn't letting me doing a certain thing, letting me do some form of work, I don't even know. So my mom got angry, and I ended up staying home another day because my mom just refused to send me to school the next day because of what my principal was doing. So yeah. That was quite an interesting story. Tell me in the comments if you like this, because I was actually thinking about making this into like a proper full-blown series, which is something that I do want to do, because I do like sharing this sort of stuff with you guys. Yeah, tell me if you liked it in the comments below. So yeah, that's about it for today. thank you for watching. If you liked it, good job, and I will see all you guys later. I hope you have a great day. Peace!